Professionally, most of my time is spent designing and implementing retirement plans. Today, I just want to show you an example of how I will sometimes utilize a CD or Treasury ladder as part of a larger strategy to not only maximize the Social Security benefit, but total retirement income. That's what we're talking about. Stick around. Now, before we look at an example, let me just say one best practice when it comes to retirement planning with married couples is maximizing the larger of the two Social Security benefits. And the reason for that is the larger of the two benefits is always going to be the longest surviving or the last surviving. So in a classic scenario where you got a husband and wife, and we'll just say the husband has the larger of the two benefits, if he dies, his wife is going to collect his larger benefit for the rest of her life. So generally speaking, when there's an opportunity to do so, we want to maximize that larger Social Security benefit. The other thing I wanted to mention here before we look at the example is just practically speaking. I've been working with retirees for going on 15 years now. What I've learned is the people that are the most confident and sleep the best in retirement are those that have a lot of guaranteed income coming in. You know, if most or all of their monthly living expenses can be satisfied via Social Security and a pension or pensions, you know, people just feel good about it because they don't have to worry about what's going on in the stock market. And consequently, I always look for chances or look for situations where we can maximize the amount of guaranteed income for this reason. Now, let's just look at a quick example and stick with me because it's kind of towards the end when I'll talk about how I work in a Treasury or a CD ladder. So we're looking at Warren and Susie here. This is just a made-up case, but I will say that I've done a lot of cases over the last couple years that look very similar to this. So we're going to say that Warren and Susie, they got $1 million retirement portfolio, and their retirement objective from an income perspective is they want to generate about $8,000 per month in after-tax income, which is about $100,000 per year. This is kind of a classic scenario that I work with. So let's take into account the things that I just talked about. Maximizing the larger of the two Social Security benefits. So we're going to say this is a classic scenario. Warren, he's a couple years older than Susie, or 3 years older, and he has the larger of the two Social Security benefits. So if possible, I want to get him to defer all the way out to age 70 to capture that maximum benefit. And likewise, I also want to try to create a scenario where we're going to maximize the amount of guaranteed income coming in on a monthly basis. So to do that, what we're going to do is front load some portfolio distributions. And by that, what I mean is in the early years of retirement, these first 4 years, and we'll expand this out in a moment, we're going to be taking some very heavy withdrawals from their retirement portfolio. So obviously $5,000 per month, that works out to $60,000 per year. We're going to do that for 4 straight years. So we're potentially taking down a big chunk of the portfolio up front. But let's look at how this plays out. So we're going to take these big distributions in the early years of retirement, but we get out here to 2026, we're going to flip on Warren's fully deferred age 70 Social Security benefit, and we're estimating that's going to generate at least $4,000 per month of income. So that means we're going to be able to significantly lower the amount of money coming out of our investment portfolio. And if you do the math, you know, even if you had no portfolio growth, so let's just imagine we're starting with $1 million portfolio and we're going to draw $240,000 of that down over 4 years. We got $760,000 when we start 2026. Well, $1,500 per month is $18,000 per year. Sorry, I'm throwing all the figures at you, but long story short, we get out here and basically we're talking a less than a 3% withdrawal rate going forward from the investment portfolio, because all the rest of Warren and Susie's retirement income is going to be coming from these guaranteed sources. 2 Social Security checks, Warren happens to have an annuity in this example, and Susie's pension. So think about this for a minute. If our needed pre-tax monthly income, we're going to call it $10,732, in this example, in this strategy, over 85% of this income is coming in on a guaranteed basis. And over half of that, or about half of that, these two Social Security checks are also indexed or they adjust for inflation. So what I found, again, working with real people, is this is a strategy that folks are very receptive to, because it's one of those just sleep well at night strategies. Now, last but not least, going to the title of this video, oftentimes to create these early years of guaranteed income from the portfolio, this is where I will lean on a Treasury or CD ladder. Because in this scenario, this money has to be here given our plan. We cannot take a market-based type investment. Obviously, stocks can go down 20% in a moment's notice, and even bond funds here in 2022, broadly speaking, are down double digits this year because we've had rising interest rates. So when I'm implementing a strategy like this where we're front loading these distributions, oftentimes what I'll do is I'll carve off everything we need here, which works out to $240,000 over 4 years, and I will create a ladder of a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year CD or Treasury, depending on what the highest rate is at that given time. So it works out slick, it's guaranteed, and now we're finally in an environment where you can get some return on these types of investment instruments. So with U.S. Treasuries and brokered CDs all of a sudden becoming a hot topic in finance this year because of rising interest rates, I really just wanted to illustrate today how these can also work well as part of a retirement planning strategy. So this is the type of thing I work with all the time. Retirement planning, that is my specialty. So if this is appealing to you, you want to have a discussion, you're getting close to retirement, or maybe you're in retirement and you're looking for a new approach, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to have a conversation with you. Anyway, I just want to say thanks for watching as always. If you're watching on YouTube, I hope you'll consider subscribing and hitting that thumbs up button. It just lets me know you enjoyed the video, and I hope we'll see you on the next one.